The new. When you drive a Chevy, it's time for a fresh approach and a new perspective. And find the Chevy that's right for you. Find new experiences, find new roads. Chevrolet.
Hey, welcome back to the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And as always, brought to you by Lyuna Labor's Local 663, who remind all of us, hey, drive safely in those work zones. Those folks want to go home to their families as well. We go north to Blair Oaks High School and head Falcons football coach, Ted LePage. Coach LePage, thanks so much for your time today.
Appreciate you having me.
11-2 a season ago, tremendous season, and kind of been accustomed to that there for the Falcons. What are you having to replace due to graduation, and who are some of the folks stepping into those roles?
Well, the biggest one we have replaced would probably be Brady Kirkland, our middle linebacker, two-time first team All-State player, and then he was 2A player of the year, and last year he was class 3A player of the year on defense. Just a phenomenal player, went to the Air Force Academy, great kid, the guy that, you want in your program to lead by example. And, he'll be irreplaceable. You don't replace guys like that, but we feel like we got a bunch of guys that will step in and assume the leadership role that Brady overtook. Offensively, we've got almost everybody returning. We lost an all-state guard and Cole Peters, but we've got 8 on the offensive side of the ball. We averaged over 53 points a game last year, and our starting quarterback, our starting running back are both back. They were all-state players, and they both have accelerated their game. Defensively, we had to replace 2 D linemen that were really essential to our program. But we got a D lineman back. A lot of people don't realize we played without a first team, our second team All-State lineman, D lineman last year. He got hurt against Lutheran North in the first half. He didn't play the rest of the season, and his name's Carson Lubery. So to get him back, along with our All-State defensive end Bryson Varner, we feel like our D line will be able to as strong as we've been, and then our secondary is all returning. So we're going to really miss our linebacking core, and we're looking for that one offensive lineman to replace Cole.
Outstanding, coach. As you look at jamborees tonight, obviously every coach I've talked to, this is, I think, 24 coaches I've interviewed across the state. Obviously, the number one goal is to come out healthy. What are you looking for tonight as we're recording this here on the 23rd? What are you looking for tonight to get out of a jamboree?
Well, I don't really look at it. We're getting something, get this, get that. What we're looking for is just to stay healthy, plain and simple. I tell our players we're playing a football game, but it's not a football game. This is a glorified practice. Go out and give 100%. But we're really trying to maintain the mantra that we're playing for Maryville. I know everybody wants to say, hey, you're going to go hit another jersey, you're going to do this. But 2 years ago, we lost our starting running back, a torn ACL in this scrimmage. So it's one of those that's a catch-22. You get the experience of getting out and getting everything out of the way and getting the doldrums of the last couple of weeks of practice out. But at the same standpoint, boy, you really want to protect yourself, because you can get shorthanded real quick in a situation like this. So we're going to go out tonight, be smart. The scrimmage is going to be against 2 of the better teams in the state at any classes, in Rockbridge and Elias. So we'll go out and we'll compete. We'll do what we do. We have not practiced one bit for them. We don't worry about that. We're going to go out, just run our plays, run our defense, and then get ready to play Maryville in week 1, which is a monumental task.
Again, visiting with Blair Oaks Falcons head football coach Ted LePage. Coach, tell us a little bit about your schedule. Is it the same as last year? Any additions or subtractions?
We start off with Maryville, and then we go to Lutheran North. So we start off the year just bang, bang. Probably the best team in the west side of the state in the last probably 5 to 10 years, and maybe longer. And then one of the best teams predominantly in St. Louis over the last couple decades. Then we go into our Tri-County Conference, play normal conference polls, our schools, but we had a team drop out of our conference. And last year we picked up a team from Topeka. This year we picked up Blue Valley Southwest, which if anybody knows anything about that football team, they went to the state Class 5 semifinals in Kansas last year, had a guy that was up for the Simone. So very, very proud program in a very great area. We've got to go there also. So we got a trip in St. Louis. We got a trip to Kansas City. But, we're really excited about it, because, again, we look at, if we're playing those kind of teams, that means we're we're playing for something, because you just don't play teams like that on a whim. There's no accident why we're playing them. It's because we can't schedule anybody else. So we got to step up our game and really, really play very good football when we play those three teams along with our conference.
Coach, what was the summer like? What do you guys do over the summer camps, 7-on-7s? What do the Falcons do?
Well, we're a really big baseball school, and I think people know that we won state title last year in baseball. So our baseball team was playing well into June, and then they have all kinds of summer leagues. So we take June and we just lift, and then we come back the week after July 4th, and we start our program. Then we start with 3 days a week, then we go 4 days a week, then we go 5 days a week with our contact days, and we really try to ramp it up as we go. And we got to go and be part of the 7-on-7 at Mizzou, and we got to be part of a little camp down in St. Louis where we went against MICDS and CBC. So what we tried to do is we try to schedule some things during the summer where we see some really big schools. So when we go like tonight with Rockbridge and Elias, it isn't that, oh gosh, we're school 400 and we're playing a team 2400. It's all right. We've seen CBC, we've seen MICDS. Hey, we can go play at a Lutheran North. We can go play at a Shawnee Mission or a Blue Valley Southwest. We can go play a Maryville, and there still is that, that fear because they're such a good program, but there's not that awe when you walk into their program like, oh, we shouldn't be here. We want to tell our kids we should be here, we should be playing, and let's go.
Well, one thing here, you've got your 2 weeks in basically into the fall practice. And I don't know who sold their soul to the devil, but you've had tremendous weather up until this point. At least we have in this part of the country. It's been very nice.
And I've been asked that 75 times. I've been asked it once, and I tell everybody the same thing. You need the hot weather early in this camp. We haven't had it because next week we're going to see it, and you get that adverse situation at practice you can't create, because the weather helps create an adverse situation so you can get a little bit more of the grind in. And to this point, we've had one day that we had a grind, but most of the practices have been very, what you've referred to, just pleasant. And so there's not been that adverse situation that I require, that I feel like I need to get out of our players, because when the weather kicks in and it gets hot, the mind seems to trick the body. The body will continue, but the mind will trick the body. And we want to get over that and say, hey, tell your mind to back off a little bit. Your body still can go and keep going. So I look forward to really this next week getting into the heat a little bit and letting our players have to fight through it.
Very good. Well, Coach, as always, I greatly appreciate you being generous with your time. Sorry for the little hiccup there at the beginning, but always great to visit with a Hall of Famer.
Well, I appreciate it. And they got a low standard for their Hall of Fame, don't they?
Don't say that. Don't believe that for a second. But, Coach, hey, best of luck, and hopefully we'll get to catch up with you later on in the season and talk about your team and your program.
We sure would love that. Thank you.
Thank you. Blair Oaks Falcons head coach Ted LePage. You're listening to and watching the Missouri Sports Network at MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds